UCTV. Good news for all.
Greetings and thank you so much for joining us on UCTV. Today we are going to have a panel of discussion, but discussion is not limited to just a topic or issue. Once in a while we come together as communities to support one another. It could be in good times, in bad times, people with the same goals. And today we are going to talk about fundraising in church. Very, very important. It's a very noble cause. Now with me in studio, we have a group of gentlemen. We have a father, a priest, and I'm going to start my introduction from my very, very farthest left side. We're going to start with, we have Mr. Wilbert Taban, who is a committee member and a finance manager on the committee that is fundraising. We also have in the middle Father John Baptist Drabo, who is the parish priest of St. Joseph's Parish, Ociba, that's in Arua City. And then on my immediate left hand, we have Mr. Louis Alioni, who is the chairperson of the fundraising committee. And I am Nora Osende. You're very welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'll start with Father John Baptist. Kindly just introduce yourself and tell us about your home parish.
Thank you, Nora, for prompting us in the studio. I am Father John Baptist Drabo, a diocesan priest of the Diocese of Arua, and I'm parish priest to St. Joseph's Parish, Ociba, Arua City.
Yes. So, Father, before I get into the rest of the committee members, you are the parish priest of St. Joseph's Parish, really in Ociba, and you have a goal in mind,
Right.
and this goal is to build a guest house.
Right.
Tell us where this inspiration came from.
This inspiration came out of a challenge of my being appointed parish priest. You are appointed to go and serve the people of God in their environment. And you have responsibility over everything, their souls and their concerns.
Yes.
So therefore, we have the spiritual needs, their physical and also material needs. So this is a parish where it was a chapel under the city parish, that is Christ the King, Arua City Parish. There was an outstation with a chapel. And so now it was erected to be as a parish in 2019 by Bishop Sabino Ochano Doki, the Bishop Ordinary of Arua Diocese, on the 17th of April 2019. And so it means I have the responsibility so that everything is in place. So the idea came out when I saw that the parish depends solely on offertory baskets.
Yes.
And it's so meager. It can't do much with that. And so I said to myself, are there no other ways to source money or income? And I also realized that there's a piece of land lying idle, belonging to the parish. How can we make use of this land viably to kind of augment on this meager offertory, so we don't just depend on the pockets of our Christians. So this idea came, can we put a rental? Can we put something else? So I called the sub-parish council, and we stormed, and then we came to the idea of a guest house, which will provide services for people being in the city. You know, there are a lot of people traveling in and out, crossing to Congo, Sudan, and so forth. People may need accommodation. We can provide accommodation, and they will pay us the services. And this is how I think the parish can get something. So that's how the idea came.
Very nice. And I see the importance.
And especially also, you know, we have been so dependent on this kind of outside world. We think that the old church missionary support from abroad, which had already taken our mind. We thought this would help. Today, we are deceiving ourselves. It doesn't work. We need to be ourselves and find something around within our own potentials to help ourselves.
It kind of reminds me of what a Pope said. I'm not very sure of which one, but he said at a certain point, is it that Africans should be missionaries to themselves. And when we talk about missionaries to ourselves, we're also talking about the economic part of missionary work. And that is something that you've hit on, which is very important. That it's not just about relying on other, other missionaries, especially from abroad. We have to have that economic empowerment as Christians within the same place, which is very, very important. And I want to pose a question to the chairperson of the organizing committee, Mr. Alioni Louis. What are some of the specific objectives of the fundraising campaign?
Thank you very much. Our objectives actually is to achieve the plan which has been set already. One thing we want to do here in Kampala is to support our church back home. As the father has said already, we used to rely on the missionaries going back to do this. Now we're the missionaries to our home parish. So my objective is to try to mobilize our fellow brothers and sisters who are within here in Kampala so that we can achieve these objectives. So we are here, these are Arua Diocese members who come from there and live in diaspora in Kampala. We are not going to depend only on those people who are coming from Arua in our objectives. Arua Diocese was born out of Gulu Diocese. So we are also trying to invite our brothers there to come and help us also. And maybe was born out of Arua Diocese. So we are also looking, we are targeting these two to make our objective to fulfill the objectives of building this guest house. So we are trying to connect networking with our friends, even well-wishers from different parishes, from different dioceses, so long as we are serving the Lord with one heart. So our objective is to reach as many people as possible to see that God's work can go on. And now we call upon all these people on 20th, when we are going to launch this at Kamocha Parish, to join us together so that we can fulfill these objectives.
Very nice.
Yes.
You've talked about Kamocha Parish, and I just want to go back to Father John Baptist. There's so many parishes around Kampala. I'm just, my mind can't help but think, why did you zero down on Kamocha Parish?
Yeah, good question. With the Kamocha, I'm very familiar. I've a couple of times I've come there for some program. When Father James Sebaiga was parish priest, he used to invite me. And now this Father Godfrey Kato, who is the current parish priest, recently invited me for a program. And I happened to have a talk with him about this. He liked the idea. He said, we can give you room, we can give you space, but you are always to mobilize. So that's how it is, mutuality and working together, and being brother to brother, sister to sister, and taking in mind that the Catholic Church is universal, local and mother church work together.
Isn't it nice when brothers come together for a noble cause such as this? It is. It's a great thing. It is very, very nice.
And that is actually the gist of the gospel.
Yes.
Yeah. Jesus said, love one another as I've loved you.
Exactly. Yeah. It is that actually members from within and from Arua in the diaspora can come together and join hands actually for St. Joseph's Parish. It's a parish.
But also other people.
And also other people, not just limited. Yes, not just limited. What are some of, let me go to the committee member, Wilbert. What are some of the steps that have been currently ongoing in the planning processes of the fundraising?
Okay, thank you, Nora. What we are doing right now is we have started on meetings in Kampala here. We are mobilizing our members. We are using the various channels to reach to different places where we work, so that we're able to mobilize as many people as possible, so that when come 20th October, Kamacha Church will be fully filled, and we should be able to raise more than half of the money we need on that first event. And this will continue to go on, because it's not just a one-day event. We will continue to push this throughout the year. The main issue here is we want to reach out to many people, to friends, to relatives, so that we're able to support the church back there. Now we are the realm of our village parishes. Kampala and other urban places have developed. We're able to support our parishes, so that they're also able to develop to level where Kampala is, because Kampala did not start like this. So that's what we're passing to many people in our meetings, in our mobilizations. That's what we're trying to do.
Nice.
Thank you.
Father John Baptist,
Yes,
what target are you looking at in regards to funds?
Well, when we go to our plan, original plan, the target is 4 million Ugandan shillings. But surely it cannot be just at this one go. I will have deceived myself. So our immediate target would be something like 100 M, if we can, to just first phase, beginning.
That's about, you say?
100 million.
Yes.
That would be our first target, to start with the first phase. Yeah.
That's interesting, because now 4 million is
No, 400 million.
400 million.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
As you went on looking at things and looking at the construction,
Yeah.
the cost actually increased.
Yeah.
400 million is actually, 400 million is attainable. You see, 400
400 million.
is what we're looking at right now as a target.
Yeah.
400 million is very attainable, especially when brothers come together and put their hands together.
Yeah.
Yes. And I believe that is something that will actually come through. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
So apparently you have everything in place, the paperwork and everything.
Yeah, the paperwork is in place.
Yes.
We have the artistic impression already, and our papers are already with Arua City. And physically also my parishioners have already laid bricks. We have over 70,000 bricks on the ground.
Nice. I was just about to get to that, because I was thinking, what other fundraising strategies or what other strategies do we have? I could actually pose this to Chairman Organizing Committee. Apart from the physical cash fundraising, what other strategies do we have to make sure that actually this guest house is put into place?
Thank you very much. You see, as we sat together and see what we can do, we can mobilize here in Kampala. Also in the village, we had to move to the small Christian communities to involve them in this. As we said, we have not forgotten about fundraising from Rome. We are now the Rome here.
Right.
Now, the small Christian communities, our people around, they live mostly hand to mouth. So what can they do for us? Is they came out and laid for us bricks. They laid for us bricks. We are their friends who are trying to support, saying that the others said that we are giving cements in different ways. So we have put it there. You find friends just come and said, let us support this. And these are all ways we think that we can achieve this target. Our target is actually in this 400 million is the initial target to make sure that the guest house has come up and we see what we can do. It's not only our small Christian communities, various friends whom we have, various friends whom we have. Even within the diocese, Father is trying to reach different parishes, friends from different parishes who should also join us and lay hands with us. Not that we leave everything to the Kampala team, so that we see that this target is met. Yes.
Now, as you're doing all the planning and putting everything in place, it's a wonderful, wonderful and a noble cause. There are also stumbling blocks here and there. What has been some of remain with you? I'm sure everyone has a challenge somewhere, and then what are some of the challenges that you're facing in the planning processes?
The most challenges here is in Kampala, as we're organizing here, is time frame for meeting everybody is not easy. Time frame for meetings, for this, it has been a challenge, because we work at different places and we stay in different locations. Others here, you find others in Zambia, others here in Kamocha, others in Kawempe, others where now meeting point to meet like this is the first thing which is the challenges, and the time we leave work and the routine of work is a challenge. But that one we have tried to solve it up by putting some WhatsApp group, and the online meeting which you want to do should be there online. The person who cannot be physically, I think let that person also attend online wherever he is. So another challenge which is a bit challenge is coordinating in these different places. I'm in a Kamocha, to get someone who is in the Kawempe to mobilize those people who are in Kawempe, or someone who is in Entebbe. It's not easy mobilizing like this. But now that's why we say that, now media has come with has made everything at least easier. Those, they can attend also on WhatsApp. Those who are in Entebbe, those who are in Jinja, so that they can join together. That's the most important challenges, and also resource mobilization. Though we are here in Kampala, our resources vary, and support which may not come the way we want, in time, the way we want things to be done. That's why we saw all these challenges to people's life, because at home people have different challenges in their home. I can reach you, you are ready to help me, but you can have a problem in your family. So we have given them also ample time in these challenges, even though you cannot come immediately, but this is a fundraising which is going step by step. Be able to come and join us in the next step also. Yes. Yes.
Father John Baptist,
yes,
do you share the same challenges as the chairman here? Or
yours
could be slightly different?
Well, it's similarly, but not at the same degree. Yeah, because since I became the parish priest of this St. Joseph's, I have devised a strategy of making people understand sacrificing your time for quality time for God. Matters a lot, and therefore when we have meetings, let us take it a point and be there in time. So it's a kind of formation, molding people. But Kampala is so big, it's metropolitan, so that it cannot be at the same level. Yeah, it's easier in a small sector to have impact on people than in a large, porous population like this.
Yes.
Yeah, so the challenge here may not be at the same level, but they are similar.
Okay. Is it the same with Wilbert as a committee member?
Okay, thank you. Yes, the challenges are similar, and that we are looking towards to have these challenges solved, because the world is a challenge. You all need to work hard so that these challenges are done. In mobilizing finances, we know there are usual challenges, but we're trying to give people convenience, first of all, in terms of accessing us with these finances. We're also trying to create convenience by reaching to them on phones, on media, other than physical meetings. We know their schedules. So we have a wide platform through which we are trying to reach them, so that the physical challenge of accessing people is minimized. Thank you.
Okay. Father John Baptist,
Yes, please.
Are you engaging your local community church members in this project?
A lot.
And how is that going?
Yeah, well, they are head and neck into it.
Okay.
They are head and neck into it. The problem is capacity. I'm living in a very low-income population. They are really mainly involved in petty commercial activities, which is just hand to mouth, And they have the will. They have the will to support the church, but the means is so limited. It's like somebody wants to offer something, but she or he will first of all think of whether there's sugar in the house, because there may be no milk for the baby. So that, and this little money, you cannot just break it. So those are the challenges, income levels. That's what I mean. And some of them that you see the Masons at lower levels, and they are grappling a lot with a lot. But the will is there. The will is there, but the means is limited. That's what I would say.
Surely.
It's a challenge.
And I see that's why they're involved in other avenues of contributing, really.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
That's really good.
They're really, I see in them. And I see they're stressing a lot. Yeah. Because a shepherd should be able to feel the sheep. Yeah, feel for the sheep.
Right. So, Mr. Louis, you are the chairman, organizing committee. Is it okay for us to reveal to us how much you have so far?
Thank you very much for that question. That's a very good question. As we have just started, currently, we are yet on ground level.
Right.
We have not gone yet much in collecting to say that this much we have done this, but we hope that I'm just calling on people to come on that day. All well-wishers, all friends to come and join hands. And that's why I am here, believing that UCTV is going to send this message to all our friends, because many people listen to it. And this message has to reach them so that they can come up really in big number, and we see so that we come back and we declare to people what we have done on that day, and to encourage them to come more for it. Yes.
Nice. Let's, Wilbert.
Yes.
Do we have a strategy in place to, not just for individuals to contribute, but also for groups and things like organizations and companies? Is there such thing? And if so, is there a mechanism in place to show the accountability of these finances and for transparency purposes?
Thank you, Nora. Yes, we have various plans in place. For groups, we're actually trying to reach small groups, Christian communities, companies that operate in where we are, to help us in those who have similar goals with the church, to make sure that the community is improved. You see, this guest house is not only one item. There are very many things this guest house is going to do in. There will be need for supplying food to this guest house. There will be need for employment for the community. So there will be a wider aspect. Even the guest house will be able to support other economic activities in the area. So those partners who have similar goals with us, like the NGOs, like companies who operate in the area where we are, we're trying to reach to them so that we're able to support this guest house. The church needs to grow. We cannot always rely on offertory and the rest, because we need also to support the Christian community to bring them from where they are so that they become self-reliant. So our strategy of reaching other organizations is on. We try to write to them, letters for support, whatever they can do. Some can offer expertise. For example, we have people in engineering where you will spend a lot of money in hiring a consultant to supervise such a work. But if somebody offers his time to go and supervise, somebody comes up with the BOQs, somebody comes in to help us in the process of following approval plans in the city council, all those are welcome. So that's what we are trying to do in the various aspects to have this properly accomplished.
Nice.
On top of that, we also have pledge cards, which we are trying to give out to people, well-wishers. If you are ready for that, you can come and we can give you the pledge card. Even you can give to your friends who can want it. We are sending it out so that we can see detail how much can we fulfill this target which we are.
Oh yes.
Yes.
And that target will really be fulfilled. That's one thing I know, because I know there is power when brothers come together for a noble cause such as this. Just also wondering, other avenues of fundraising besides probably mobile money or pledge cards? Are there any other?
Yeah.
Yes? You could actually highlight more of that?
Right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Noah. Yes, listeners, we reach out to you through also the mobile numbers. We have some mobile numbers, Airtel and MTN.
Yes.
We have also our bank account for this purpose, and this is how we can channel whatever there is.
I believe you'll tell us about the details of these numbers
Yes,
later on before we close. I was also thinking about my projection about the guest house. Do you already have that projection in mind of how it's going to be managed and run operationally, or we are not yet there?
These are coming.
Okay.
These are coming. Well, obviously,
Yes.
with the management, there must be strategy.
Oh, sorry, I'm coming here. You had mentioned something about accountability and transparency
Yes.
of funds collected,
Yeah.
which I had not mentioned something. It is true, we are going to have, we shall make sure this thing is as transparent as possible. We will be giving accountability to people, both in figures and in actual work, because the best accountability, I believe, is in the actual work on the ground, sharing photos of the works ongoing with people, how much money we have spent, how much money is still required. That will be very good for us to share, and we shall continue to update people. Sometimes this accountability in terms of photos encourages people to contribute more. If I contributed the money, I've seen a slab is done, the wall is coming up, it encourages me. So that is the type of accountability we're going to share on social media. Those who will be able to visit the sub-parish will be welcome to go and visit. So this will be done. So remain assured, all the money, every cent collected for this purpose will go for the right purpose of the project.
I am so certain every cent will actually go for the right purpose of the project. One thing I know about church, the Catholic Church, is the discipline that comes with everything, every aspect of life, be it morally, be it finance, economic. And one thing for sure is that I believe whoever invests or puts their resources into this, they will actually live a very, very happy life, knowing that they contributed towards the well-being, not just of the community, but also the strengthening of the church. And I have no doubt that it's going to happen. I'm just wondering if we have timelines in place to make sure the fundraising is done and the construction is put up. Could that go to you, Father? Do we have a timeline for the fundraising to make sure, okay, by December, let's say, this should be done, and then, or is it going hand in hand? As the fundraising is going on, so is the construction.
Yeah, well, what we have come out with is to go phase by phase.
Yes.
Because we don't want also to strain, donors.
Yes.
Yeah. So the first phase is we're actually making the starter. We're making the starter and the launching on the 20th. And of course, other fundraising will be locally done there. The timeline is that the next will be in St. Joseph Ociba Parish itself. Yeah, on the ground. And next fundraising. And others will follow.
Yes.
Yeah.
You want to also put your word in that?
Yes. I think that's very good. Our plan is actually, after this fundraising here, as Father said, that we shall go step by step. We want to see how much we are going to raise in this. If we raise at least initial 100 million, by the time when we are going for the second fundraising in Ociba, there must be a foundation laid down there. People have to see that's what their money has done. And that will be encouraging to the rest. And see really what we have done this time, it is this. This is actually in offering. So as we launch on 20th, and we want to see how much is coming in, and what car has come in, and what locally our brothers in Arua are doing, and we see how we can start laying down. Then as we plan for the second fundraising, which Father said it's going to be at South Parish, at the venue where it is. Our target is that when people are coming for this fundraising, they should see what their money has done. And so that we proceed on very well.
I like the passion in which you talk, really. The real chairman of the committee. Yes, you're in the right place, right position. And yes, it's very zealous to see how we can already see the guest house in your talk. In my mind, I'm seeing a guest house already planted. Do we have any specific, let's say, donor that are putting like a main donor in this, or it's generally the populace?
Currently, right now,
Yes.
we have not have a specific donor. What we decide is the children of the soil. Let's begin. As we begin, then that's when we can start looking around how we can do. You know, these days when you go to donors, they first ask you, what have you done? Where are you from? So by the time when we reach trying to spot out to which donors can we go to eat, we must be doing something. So that they should see that really we are doing something. It's really, we are handicapped. No, let them come in. This is first priority what we want. We want to show them this, we want to lay them this, and let people know. You know, involving community like this, when the community knows this, so that the next projects coming, people will know that they are benefiting out of it. You know, and in doing this thing locally like this, one thing is we want to kill that ideology which people used to think that everything comes from Rome. We write a project, they give. We write a project, to give. I remember very well when our late bishop came into power, when he ascended as a bishop in Arua, he also faced the same challenge with my past priest here. When he went to Rome, they said that the church has grown so for 100 years in Uganda. What are you doing there? He came back. He started a project called Ochamacheni.
Self-reliance.
Ochamacheni. Self-reliance.
Self-reliance.
And he did it
for self-reliance.
Nice.
And indeed, he succeeded, and people's minds were changed. And now our targets, let us change our minds. You know, this thing is to benefit us as Christians here, as the parishioners, as the community, as the diocese, as the country. So let us also give with one heart and say that let's do this. That's why we are reaching to our brothers, we are reaching to this. Let us also be self-reliance, and we do this before we go to donors. But I'm not ruling out that we shall go to donors. Okay. I'm not ruling it out. Necessity is there. Yes. But currently, we have not spotted it, but we said let us first lay this, then we start spotting. We actually trying to listing who can we approach next, this. Silence is going on.
I see the strategy.
Yes.
And I see Wilbert has been itching to say something.
Thank you, Nora. Actually, our strength is in numbers.
Yes.
We believe that if we mobilize many numbers, we shall be able to do this without any big deal. Because imagine each we get 1,000 from 100,000 people. That would be 100 million. And that 1,000 from a person is very easy to contribute. So looking for a donor who contributes a lot of money is something very difficult. But going to our communities, going to our Christians, say, we just want you to contribute to us 1,000 per month. And if we targeted 100,000 people, and we have more than millions of Catholic and other world visitors who can support this. And you know how that 1,000 you are donating will give, it will come up with a guest house. So breaking it to the smaller amount is the most important thing, other than looking for one person who gives you 100 million and the rest. So our target is, if we can reach many people who are just contributing 1,000 a month, if you contribute this over a period of say 10 months, you will contribute 10,000. But if it is 100,000 people, you will be surprised of what that money will do. So whatever little we give, we should not undermine it. In most cases, when people try to give, they say, when they see a basket for putting 50,000, they will go with their 1,000. They don't know how that 1,000 can be very important if very many people contributed for it. So we're looking at many people as possible, not one particular donor or a main donor. Everybody is the main donor in this case of our fundraising. Thank you.
Wilbert, that's a very good strategy, and I see you really talk like a finance manager. I see your finance strategy is good. I'll stay with you, Wilbert, because I need to understand if the volunteers are also accepted in there. I think Father also highlighted a bit, but I also want to hear on your side.
Yes, of course, we encourage many people to join us in. As others said, both cash and non-financial supporters. Sometimes people come in to help us to guide how this will work. You know, organization is not easy. So many people can come in to advise, even if you're not from that parish. It is very important for you. It is a universal church. We're in the Catholic Church, so we need to support each other in different ways we can do, whether you volunteer your time, whether you volunteer your skills, whether you volunteer your resources. Now in the community in Arua, we're going to have a lot of local materials, say things like stones, brick, water. All these will be volunteered by the local community. That's what we expect. Even the casual laborers, if you don't have money, you can come and work at the construction site. That is enough. So many ways of volunteering is available. Even for you, you are here helping us to do whatever we're doing here, reaching out to the outside people to support. You have already done a lot in your capacity to have this message passed to the outside world. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Father, you want to add your voice on that a bit?
Yeah, actually, in practice, many of my parishioners like volunteering so much. Yeah, it's just a question of setting the ground and letting them know we need to do ABC. They will always come. Some fetching this and that, some water, carrying water around. You know, there's a lot of water needed at the construction site. Carrying materials and other related things once prescribed to them, what they can do.
Nice. Yeah. Chairman, I want to come back to you a little bit. Any other specific ways that you're going to keep your supporters updated? You hinted it a bit, but you can give us a broader overview.
Okay. Actually, our supporters, I am calling upon to come highly to support us. As I said, I'm going to keep them updated with everything. We are not going to use only social medias. Okay, social media like WhatsApp, these are the commonest. And we believe also to come back after this to thank UCTV for what they have done and really thank them also through it once more so that more things can be done. One thing we want to do is immediately after this fundraising on 20th, launch of it, we start updating them how much have it come out of it. And when Father goes back to Arua, and we see from Arua what is being done. The second update should be to people, out of this money, which we have got, whatever we have raised, what is the plan? And this is the plan, we are moving like that. Then the third is going to be that, okay, we have moved this much, we have done this, we are launching another fundraising. But this will be done all either in WhatsApp, online, even in radios, TVs, so that what people to know really what exactly is being done. And that's why I'm thanking you, UCTV, to do this, and I'm expecting you also to be on the ground also, to come on the ground and see really, this is what you have been doing, advertising for us. Okay?
Oh yes. We look forward to being on ground and seeing how the construction is going.
Yes.
And then the opening, the grand launch.
Yes, the grand launch.
That would be nice, really.
Yes.
Let's get into, you've told us that the launch, the fundraising, will be on the 20th of this very month.
Yes.
Emphasize on that and the other significant dates that someone who would like to support would want to put at the back of their head.
Okay.
We have October the 20th, yes.
October 20th, we shall launch. The mass will begin at 3 p.m. That will be at Kamocha Parish. We shall be at Kamocha Parish. The mass will be led by Father John Baptist. 3 p.m. after the mass, that's when we shall sit down, we launch it. I am encouraging all members to come. Those who are able to reach us at this time, we have our telephone now, we have official lines where you can send your money in. I think Father is going to read it out. Then you can send it there. If you cannot come physically, please, whatever you have, send it to us on that day you come. After the launch, During that launch, we shall have various activities, which we shall have it there. We shall have something for selling, small things for selling. Come and buy them, and so that we can see how we can raise all this money. But most importantly, we have if you are unable to come there, we have 2 lines. One is for Father and for the finance committee chairperson. Father is going to read you the original line where we want the money to go in. Nice. And you can also, for the Taban, will also be there, send to these 2 people so that we know. If you have the bank account, if you are unable to go to mobile money, you are near bank, Father is going to give you the details of the bank. Just go there and deposit. Right. Yes.
So why don't we go ahead and Father, just give us the details of the numbers that supporters would actually want to send.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah. So leaving us in the air is not good. We have these numbers that you may have to get clearly, by which you can get in contact with us. Dear listeners, I have this MTN number 0773 413238. I repeat, 0773 413238. That comes directly to me. We have this Airtel number 0744161269. 0744161269. You may not get to me immediately because the phone is not with me, it's back home. But for the listeners in Kampala, I will ask our finance chairperson to read out his number.
Okay, thank you. Just for the purpose of having all these funds collected in one place, we agree that all funds will be sent to the numbers which Father has read, so that all these funds are accommodated in one place for easy accountability instead of having various numbers. Remember, these numbers are bringing the name of Drabo John Baptist, so please confirm that the numbers are correct when you cross-check the names, so that you don't send money to a wrong number.
Exactly.
I think Father is also going to read for us the account number where this money can also be deposited, so that it doesn't go into another account. Thank you.
The account number is the Centenary Branch, Arua City. Centenary Arua Branch, Centenary Branch, Arua City. Account number 32022344115. I go again. 32022344115. For the last time, account number, the Centenary Bank Arua, 3202234415. Thank you.
You mentioned the
account name is St. Joseph's Parish, Ociba. St. Joseph's Parish, Ociba. Rather, St. Joseph's Catholic Parish. St. Joseph's Catholic Parish is the bank account name.
Okay. Yes, and I hope, and we hope to see a lot of support really coming in for the construction of that guest house in St. Joseph's Catholic Parish, Ociba. Before we wind up, I want to stay with you, Father.
Yes.
Is there any other things that you envision for St. Joseph's Parish that you would like us to know before we close off?
When I moved in to take my place as parish priest, I did my prayers before the Blessed Sacrament. It was our Catholic tradition. And I pray that, Lord, help me to build the city of God in Ociba. So that is my vision. The city of God will mean we have the church. And then we have other institutions connected to the church, supporting institutions, or institutions for the progress of the church. And so traditionally we have the schools around, and then we should have some developmental projects, which we are only beginning, which is the guest house, the dream. And this guest house may give birth to other eventual developments. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking at, to provide the services for people and little employment for also people around. That they may see the power of the church spiritually and physically. Then another thing I would like to appeal is the image that we can get from Moses and his sheep in Exodus 35. Exodus 35, if you can read verses 20 to 22, when Moses spoke to his people that there's need to put a tent of prayer where the Ark of the Covenant will be placed. So it is the responsibility of every faithful, every sheep, to put a hand in building the tent. And the people listened to Moses. And the people were touched. They were touched deep in their hearts. And they were so moved that when Moses ended his speech, his address to them, the people departed. They went with that meditation. Everyone thought for himself or herself, what will I do? What can I give? So people went for valuables. They collected their golden objects, brought them together in order to have the resource for building the tent. So that is what I will appeal, that for this vision to work, with the listeners who are listening, may take this, go meditate, come back on the D-Day, bring something, not for Father John Baptist, it is for God. Let us build a tent. Yeah. So that is my message. And what St. James says, faith without practice, without deed, is empty. So you are listening to me, let it not remain at the listening level. Let it be processed down in your heart, and let it charm your guts to bring out something that will give glory to God. So the faith must be put in deed. So that is my message and my expectation as well. Yeah.
Gentlemen, do we need to say more with that, really? I feel like Father has just sealed it off really very well with the word that you have said about faith without action is really dead, and that the meditation in people's hearts to think about what they can do for God is just moving in so many ways. And thank you so much, Father. And even as you close this, you have closed it very well. The finance people really need to call on people one last time so that we can call it a day.
I want to say one more thing.
Yes, please.
You talked about whether we have a principal donor. No, we don't want to scare anybody.
Yes.
Maybe somebody is there to come up and say, I want to be there. And if your heart tells you that, please listen to that. As St. Paul encourages us in 2 Corinthians 2, 2 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 6 to 8. He says, God blesses cheerful givers. Give according to what your heart tells you. So what your heart decides, give that. That's my last message.
Thank you so much, Father. Thank you so much, really. Chairman, your last comment.
My last word is just appeal to people. All the people who come from Arua Diocese, who are here around Kampala, as you have heard this appeal from Father, as Good Shepherd, we should all come. On that day, we make that day a success day. As I said, I'm not only looking for people who come from Arua. I said Arua was born out of Gulu Diocese. Oh, they should also come and join us. Maybe was born from Arua. I'm expecting them to be there, even leader. And now I invite all well-wishers who are God-loving. Please join me on 20th. Mass begins at 3 p.m. sharp. We build God's house. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Wilbert?
Thank you, listeners. My last words, I urge you to reach out to your friends. At least each person should bring 12 other people to represent the 12 apostles, to represent the 12 tribes of Israel. If you bring 12 people, you'll be expanding the network where we want to get this money. So don't be alone. Make sure you have a friend to bring forward to contribute to this. So if you bring forward 12 people who contribute, you will have contributed marvelous. Thank you.
That is a very, very interesting symbolic way of doing it. 12 apostles. It has been so nice hosting you and just being a part of the fundraising with UCTV and St. Joseph's Parish. Thank you so much, Father Chiba. Thank you, Wilbert, and thank you so much, sir. And it has been really nice having you on UCTV. Remember, whatever we do it for the glory of God. And Father's just mentioned about meditating in our hearts and just thinking about what we can do for God. If we put our contributions there, it is something that you're doing that is going not only to change you or change that community, but it is generational. And so let us delight in ourselves in building for God and coming together as brothers in a noble cause of building and putting up God's work for eternity, not just here, but whatever we do will reflect in eternity. It has been really nice having you. I hope to see you soon as we kind of discuss and talk about some of the various things that build our communities and build our church specifically. I am Nora Sende. Until next time, God bless you and have a wonderful week ahead.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
UCTV, good news for all.